So Mike, your take on some of the Cowboys off-season stuff. Let's start off with Mike McCarthy taking over the play calling for Kellen Moore. What do you think about this?
I don't know. This was interesting to me. And hearing McCarthy talk about the difference in the offense that we're not using the Jason Garrett offense. Of course, we kept things similar in terminology, similar, but we've been doing what we do. So, I was like, that's interesting. And listen, Kellen Moore, the last couple of years with Dak Prescott, Kellen Moore put up basically with Dak the number one offense, back to back. So if you think that's improving, I can buy that. If you say, okay, we're going to improve, we're going to let Mike McCarthy, since he's done this all the way to a Super Bowl, Kellen Moore only did it to a divisional round playoff, then okay, you want to say that's improvement, I'll take it. I'll take that, but I better see something with it. Let me see you get farther than this divisional round, so I don't got to go get killed on TV all the
time. Mike, is changing the play caller is one thing, but for an offense that has been so potent, and they're in the top three last year and last 2 years, basically in every category, is it wise to do a full-on scheme change? And how difficult is that for a quarterback?
Well, they're not doing a scheme change. They're not. That's what I was saying. He said that hey, listen, it's not a scheme change. We haven't run Jason Garrett's offense. We've been running our offense, and they kept some of the terminology the same. But hey, listen, if this dude can get us over that hump, when we stay out in San Francisco, I know there's a good defense. I understand all of that, but there was something that I saw Nick Sirianni do from Philadelphia that I was wishing we did, and somehow in some of the ways how he influenced the linebackers in the run game. They had some big holes to run in. We didn't necessarily do some of that.
Michael, while it hasn't been exactly Jason Garrett's offense, you can still see some in the last couple of years. You could still see some Eric Coryell stuff in there mixing with the traditional West Coast offense. If McCarthy is committed to going full West Coast offense, big on timing and precision, is that the wisest move right now, given that we're coming off a season where we were talking a lot about, man, the chemistry between Dak and the receivers and the timing seems to be off? Is it smart to go into basically a full timing-based offense?
Well, as I said, I don't think he's changing the whole offense. He's what he said. He feels. Well, he's saying. I feel that he's saying that they've amalgamized his offense and made it. They've taken one in the other and made it one offense, and that's what they've been using. I don't necessarily – I don't see the influence of the movement like we see with the with 49ers, like we see with Philadelphia, like you know what I mean, those kinds of teams. They got the influence movement, all of that movement that confuses you and makes you go one way. It's not even about it's not even about blocking you sometimes. It's about the eye candy that you get to watch with all this movement, that you're out of position sometimes to make those plays. That's what the West Coast offense does. Now, the old timing offense says, line them up, I'm going to bust your butt in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna drop back 3 steps and let the ball go early old time. We're going to hand this ball up, and this man-on-man coming downhill. That's the difference. I believe that the timing offense that we had is a more physical offense, where the West Coast offense it becomes a little bit more of a little dress, what do they call it, decoration and all of that stuff is not as physical.
Michael Irvin here on the Diamond Factory Hotline here on 105.3 The Fan. What else is on your offseason checklist, Mike? What else do the Dallas Cowboys need to be playing in this game next week?
Dallas needed. We need a little more help at wide receiver. That was the killer for us this year. Make no mistakes about it. And I appreciate all the hard work that Noah Brown and all those guys put in. They put in some work, but at times, just like the interception Ward got in that playoff game, at times it was just like, okay, let's just focus on 88. Let's keep somebody around 88, and that became how how they got Dak on some of those interceptions. Because, Dak, he's more comfortable going to CD, and I totally understand that. And I wish Cowboys would have signed T.Y. earlier and not mess around with that Odell Beckham thing so long. This could have been a little bit of a different year if they did.
Michael, what is your initial read on the Super Bowl? Who are you liking or favoring in this game, and why?
And this is an interesting game because Patrick Mahomes throws a lot of things out the window. And I understand everybody talking about the ankle. Hey, the performance he put on last week, but he'll be better than he was last week. So if he played like that on one leg, he'll have 1.5 in the Super Bowl, if not on both of them, and he's going to be dangerous. But the one thing that no matter what, and I always say this, guys, the best quality and the best thing to have in football is physicalness. And that's what Philadelphia has. And that's exactly what disturbs the Kansas City Chiefs. We saw it in the Super Bowl against Tampa when they got to Patrick Mahomes and it was a physical running the football. We saw it when Cincinnati beat them. With the times that Cincinnati beat them, you could be physical and you control this football, you got a chance at beating Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Michael, jump back real quick to you saying, another receiver coming in here is a big thing for you for the Cowboys this year. Is there a type you're looking for? Is there somebody you think like a certain style of receiver that you think needs to come in here to complement CD, or do you think it's just, hey, just go find me a talented receiver, period? I don't care how he gets it done.
Well, I would like a certain type because I love diversity at the position. CD's not the biggest dude. I wouldn't mind us going to find us a big dude and a speed dude. I mean a real speed dude. A real speed dude like they have. One of them guys that get on top and sometimes just knock people off. I remember we had, we had Ace one time. Ace was a pretty good receiver, man, but he had some speed, out of this world speed. So every time we got to play people like Deion Sanders or somebody, and they had to check to make sure, so they had to play 8. Because they can run. They had to put they put some guys on 8. Let me try to put Deion on Alexander since he's running. And we just ran him on deep routes. We ain't throwing one ball. I caught 12 balls for 150 yards on Tim McIver. Deion kept running. I said, Michael, boy, y'all really tricking us now, ain't it? This is mess. Y'all ain't going to throw this one no ball. Why am I running? We just ran him on the track meet. Why I killed Tim McIver. It was, you can do stuff like that. Because speed scares people. Even if you ain't throwing the ball to that dude, somebody has to cover him because he's running by everybody.
Michael Irvin joining us here on 105 through the fan. Kellen in L.A. How potent do you think that offense could be? I loved it, guys. I loved it. I love that. Because if you remember, his first few years, he was in this offense. He was in this kind of offense with Anthony Lynn, and I thought that's when he was really taking off. And then, of course, they changed it up. So for him to go back to this offense, that Courier offense, with the Chargers, that's where it all started. I thought that was great, a great move for the Chargers. And honestly, guys, I'm gonna just say this because when it first happened, I said, wait a minute. When they first let Kellen Moore go, I said, let me be real. It wasn't just Kellen Moore. When it first happened, they let Leon Lett, all on go. I called Big Fella. I said, wait a minute. Big Fella ain't the darn reason we lost. Why you letting him go? What's going on? Because I was a little confused. All right, is this about Mike McCarthy wanting to call the plays, or is this about Mike McCarthy wanting to get some more of his guys in here and all of that stuff? And I'm a little leery of that after that Dick Nolan experience. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we ain't got time to go through another one of those with that Dick Nolan experience, that Oprah Winfrey defense. You get 300 yards rushing. You want 300 rushing? You get it. Everybody get it. We can't have that again. Mike, I remember real quick, when Parcells was here, like a lot of the former Cowboys, he started bringing in all these ex-Giants into the coaching staff.
Oh, I had a problem with that.
Yeah. Do you think there needs to be a lot of former Cowboys on this coaching staff just to kind of give an idea of what it's like here?
I think connectivity is important. I really do. I think connectivity is important. So one thing, Rich, God bless him. Rich, I've been with Rich Delra for a long time at the University of Miami, and when he was here, and I was telling them, those guys there, I said, man, I remember walking around when all these other guys around here, the Drew Pearsons and all that stuff, was doing some media, and they used to call to try to get us to do interviews, and Rich used to always say to me, and I know people who say, oh, about Rich Delra, whatever, but Rich would always say to me, Michael, just like he said, you're here now in Dallas. Dallas it's just great tradition, this great brand. He said, people before you built it. He said, you got to honor that always, and I believe that. He was so right in that. And the way our offensive line would honor what Tom Landry did by, going to come stand at the offensive line position, standing up, going back down. That's honoring the people before you. So Rich was always about that, and he produced that, and I'm sure that's what he told me, Emmett, Detroit, all the time. So we wanted to honor that. I think that matters. I think that matters. You should be connected to your history. It's like I said on TV. The dudes before me, when they played, they left a championship on the table. They built it by leaving a championship on the table, and they handed it to you to run with for the football. They handed it to you to run with the football for a moment. Your job is to reciprocate. Every relationship must be built on reciprocation. Anybody giving, and not receiving is going to get the hell out of that relationship. And they should get out of that relationship. So you're supposed to reciprocate. They left championship on the table. Put your championship on the table. And that's what I want to see you guys do. Put that damn championship on the table and stop playing this divisional round stuff.
What's your Super Bowl schedule?
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. I'll go out here. I'll leave here Saturday or Sunday to go out to Arizona, man, right back to that old Super Bowl. I just knew we would win this year, but that's where we had our last Super Bowl. All the things were lined up right this year, man, except that other wide receiver. But yeah, I'll go out Sunday, and then of course I'll do first take out there Monday, and then the whole week start. Then opening night, Monday night. So I'll be working both networks out there, going back and forth. Well, all three of them, CBS, Inside NFL too. So I'll have a pretty busy schedule, but it's Super Bowl. Yeah, that's fine. It's usually always busy.
All right. Hopefully we get to see you out there. Apple.
Are you guys going? Wait. Are you guys going?
Yeah. We'll be there on Tuesday.
Okay. All right. Y'all on Radio Row. Oh, so y'all on Radio Row?
We'll be on Radio Row, but we're going to be out every night too.
Yeah, well, everybody got to know that. That's axiomatic. That means self-evident. We know that. I just set them up pretty here. I'm going to be pretty busy working. Now you want to know we're going to be in the street. What you talking about?
Yeah, we don't want you at Radio Row. We want you. We want you at the bar.
Oh yeah, we gonna definitely hit it. We gonna hit it. Y'all good. Y'all come out. Y'all my hall passer. No, man, I got a lot of work.
Right.
I wouldn't usually go anywhere, but these my boys from Dallas, man. I'm gonna just go hang out with them a little bit.
We're the hall passes. Hey, awesome as always. Safe travels. We'll see you out there. Thank you for the gold as always, Mike.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys, man. Because I'm gonna hit Radio Row. I'm going to come to Radio Row Wednesday, Thursday, because those are days that it really crank up.
Yeah.
That Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it gets out of hand. It's the most fun thing because you see everybody in the business. You know what I mean? It's great work, but it's also fun to see everybody again. Yes. When the old Radio Row, we had everybody there. And people just walk and say, hey, man, come on, hop on the radio with me. You get guests that you weren't planning on getting, and they're some of the best guests.